Hi guys, we've got loads and loads and loads of gems. So I'm going to be diving straight into them in a second. I'm just going to do a quick bit of skincare. You know the look I'm doing today. I've told you about it. It's the purple eyebrows that I've shared with you. If you're not in my group, then I will show you a picture in just a second. Just want to do my skincare. So this is MCO Beauty, bit of Unique, and a eyeshadow palette that I literally got for a penny. From Temu. And the gems I got from Amazon. So, oops, wrong one. So I'm just going to put some moisturiser on and then we'll get cracking. So while I'm quickly doing this, I'll quickly show you the picture so you guys can see the ones that are not in my group. Oh, no, don't zoom in. So that's what I'm going to try and do today. I say try, I'm going to do it. It might be a bit of a long video, but we're going to do it. So for the brows, I'm actually going to be using a product that is MCO Beauty still. All of this so far is MCO Beauty. But there's a lot of Unique as well. This is the beauty oil, just gives you an extra bit of shine. I love it. Right, let's get that oxygen back on. Okay, so to do this look, I thought I'd do this one because it's festival kind of time. So I thought I'd do a few. I'm going to try and do like once a week. I'm try and do like a once a week of like a bit more glam, you know, for like you girls that are going out for the first time since God knows when. And then you've got like, you know, festivals and just like all that amazing places. So this is Unique concealer. And I only want it on my brows, on my upper lashes. I find that if you use a concealer rather than a lash prime, an eyeshadow primer, it just seems to go so nicely that you just don't need the primer, because it's just, it doesn't wrinkle. It fixes the product exactly where you want it, and it lasts all day. So this concealer is definitely too light for me, but for this look I need it to be lighter, just to kind of get the right experience with it, I suppose. So we will be using this twice. So I'm just blending it out where I need it and kind of just dabbing it as well. So I'm blending it out and I'm just kind of dabbing it in. That way it just kind of really goes in where you want it the most. And then just like matching it up so it's even. I go over that spot there because we don't want spots. Have I got any more spots going on? I do. Oh dear. Not been looking after my skin recently. There we go. Okay. So To do this look, we need a bit more of a white, don't we? And we will get there, but we're going to do the purple, then we're going to blast over it. And the way you want to do this look, so it's basically a cut crease. So you blend it all purple where you need it, and then you go over it and just leaving that perfect cut crease of the purple is the easiest way to explain. Yeah, so this I literally got for a penny on Temu. And I'm going in with this nice dark one here. I've checked, it's definitely the colour we want. So I'm just gonna go ahead. So with hooded eyes, if you're looking straight in front of you, you're not gonna get a very good, am I in the camera right? Okay, don't know what happened there. Yeah, if you're looking straight in front of you, you're not going to get the right look. But if you look straight in front of you, bring the camera down, but just don't move your head or your eyes. And then you go just above the crease line and blend it out. And then you can go back to looking straight in the mirror. So you want to build up that purple. Slowly, because it's easier to put it on than it is to take it off. So just nice and slow to get the colour that you're after. So I think this is going to be slightly different purple to the other one that she's got in the picture, but it's my own version, so I'm happy to have slightly different. And you'll notice I am actually looking down still, and I'm going over far further down than where the lady's got it on hers, as in down on my lid, but that's okay because we're going to remove some of it with more concealer. There we go. But we want to get that baseline going. There we go. And you just kind of just build it up to where you feel it is right for you. And then I keep looking at the picture for reference because I want to make sure I get it exactly right for you guys. So we are going in now on the opposite side with the darker one here. And this is where we're just going to blend it out here. And just deepen this space here. Circular motions and just blending. So you're going to come across the eyelid a bit, like so. Flip it round and we're just going to blend that out. Like so. just make sure you're fully happy with it. Is it still recording? Yeah. The screen keeps going dark, so I'm not sure if it's recording or not. There, okay. So now we are delaying the black for a minute. What we want to do now, sorry, Greenwich, we want to get the white. So for the white, I am using Unique. These are single ones that you have stickers with to show what colours, and I'm using the white and the black that I got to put in this quad thing. Oh, light's gone. I hope you can still see me okay. Button should have charged that a bit more, sorry. Okay, so I'm using a liner and a shader, and then I'm just gonna go over the top here. So we're just cleaning up the top here. And then like so. So then I'm going to get the liner side, and I'm going in with the black, and I'm just going to, so I am going to be using liquid liner as well, but for a lot of this I'm going to be using the eyeshadow rather than the liquid, because I don't want it running. So I'm just going to go and get it like so. Like that. I might not actually be using the liquid liner as I thought it would, because this brush is just perfect so far. I might have to do it in the corner though. Yes, I use the liquid in the corner. Just get the reference up again. So yes, I'm going to be doing the rest once I've done the rest of my makeup, so I don't look like a odd raccoon here. Yeah, we're still recording, great. Okay, So I'm using a mixture now of More Unique and MCO Beauty. So the first one I'm putting on is the Glow primer, and it really does give you a really nice glow. I love it. And a little bit does go a long way. Tiny bit more. So we're going to do the brows as kind of like a final product, and I've got a secret at my sleeve for the brows. I'm sweating a bit, which is not helping. There we go. That's what happens when you can't breathe, but hey ho. Let's go back in for a second. Okay, so for the brows, I've got a secret weapon that we've all got up our sleeves, and that is a brow and hair sort of locker, would be the easiest way to describe it. It locks your hair in position. And it just keeps your brows in a good position as well. So it looks like I'm using a lot of foundation here, but what I love is they're really not. This is designed perfectly not to give you too much product, so you're not wasting it. So you can just build it up slowly rather than wrong brush. Nearly. That was a nearly. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to try to blend here so I don't look too obvious that the concealer is too light. So I'm just going to slowly blend it out. There we go, this is nicely blended out. I've taken some of the raccoon look away, so it's not too shocking, I suppose would be the right word, underneath my eyes. You want it on top of your eyes, on the upper eyes, so that's fine. So I am missing a ball here, which is annoying. So if you've got facial jewellery, I have a really good hack. So get a sponge. I use the either like a satin spray, but I like to use the rose water the most. I just spray a little bit on the sponge, and then I just tap it on my jewellery, and it just gets rid of the foundation, but it acts as a setting for the rest of my face. So if I'm putting it all over my face, is set in the jewellery rather than having it rub it off, and I just get that shine back, which is really nice. Yeah, so the gems will be the last thing. So I'm going to do my brows now, and then we'll continue on the eyes a bit more, but I'm not doing my brows now. I'm going to do my face first. So for this, I'm using a mix here. Where's it gone? Not. I was organised. Okay. So I decided to use the. What shade is this anyway? Barely Bronzed. I'm using Barely Bronzed, and this is the stick, all-in-one colour stick from Younique. And then I'm just going to use a similar thing, but this is not Younique, this is MCO Beauty, and I just put in a little bit of colour, and I'm just going to go back to the blending brush. So the Younique one has a blending brush on it, but yeah, okay. So the opposite end of my foundation brush basically, and I'm just going to blend that in, up into the hairline and just around, kind of frame my face, down the sides of my nose to bring back some colour from the concealer, as well as define my nose. And then, so I'm leaving the blush part to last, just because I don't want to put blusher under my chin or anywhere else. And this just that helps define the jawline. And then I'm just gonna take this off a second, and we are gonna blend it together nicely. There we go. And then I'm going to set like crazy right now, because I don't want to ruin anything from this look. So this is the Miracle Flawless MCO Beauty. Give it a really nice coat. I like to kind of overwork it a little, and then I get the Beauty Blender and I just make sure it's nice and locked in. Like so. And then I get the same name, Miracle MCO Beauty, but this is the setting powder. And I just get a finger sponge and just set all under my eye. Because I don't want the next part of my look to disappear or rub off on the rest of my makeup, because it looks good so far. I'm just going to blend by here. There we go. So we will come back to more setting, but we'll do that in a minute. Right, for the brows, are you ready for the amazing thing that I've got cooked up my sleeve? This is Magic Wand's brow and hair glue, basically. So when you have like the stray hairs that you want to kind of get out of your face, or you want to lock your brows in a laminating condition, this is what you'd use. But this is going to help stick the eyeshadow onto the brows for longer. So I'm going to get the brow pen, and we're going to go in with the eyeshadow. And just draw around first. Make sure to pick up lots of product. So just going in with a slightly lighter colour now on top. There we go. I didn't put the lacquer on. I was under my bin working. There we go. Now it's sticking. There we go. So it's not quite the way the woman's got it because it's just not quite the right shade, but it's still there. If I put my torch on because that light's gone, you can see it is very much purple. Still recording? Yeah. So yeah, so it is purple. It's just not quite the same purple that she's got on, sadly, but you know, can't always get it perfect. I needed a slightly different colour, but I didn't know that at the time. So I'm going in with the same brush, and I'm just gonna go underneath now before I put the rest of the black. And we're just going to go and get some whites. And we're just going to go like so. And then, so I'm using Unique here. This is the Precision liquid eyeliner, and it's angled eyeliner. And we're just gonna go so. And then we are going in with the gems. Ooh, I'm quite excited about this. I need to sip of coffee a minute. So I've not really worked the gems much. We're going to show you all the gems that I've got. And then, where's my bin gone? Oh, there. Wrong side. So I'm going to show you some of the gems I've got, and then I'm just going to explain. I am going to use just some, but I am going to do, I'm looking and going to be creating some loads of fun looks. So we've got loads of colour options to do. We've got little moons, little stars, lots of different ones there, loads of different sizes, and we've got 2 of those that are identical, and then we've got pearls. And then we've got a load of water drops, and we've got what we're using today, which are the top diamonds. What I'm loving about this specific look, and this is one of the reasons why I chose it, is because the if I can say it right, Arborealis, they're not like these specific ones, they're not like clear, they shine different colours as you kind of move, which is what these do, like all my piercings do. If I can even open it. Okay, where are we going here? Where's the tweezers gone? I had them somewhere. Oh, there they are. So we're still going to put some lashes on, and we're going to do an eyeliner pencil for my waterline. But I'm too excited. I want to put these gems on. These gems were like $5.99, and they came with the tweezers, which is really good. You've got hard cardboard there, which keeps them nice. So you can see they're slightly different. This one's smaller, this one's bigger, smaller, bigger, same. And the teardrops, we're not using the teardrops, we're going in with the bigger ones, and we're just going to pick them up. Oh, that was nice and easy. I love it, that was so easy. Okay, yes. Not sure how long these are going to last without actual glue, but they're supposed to last quite long. There was a lot of good reviews. There's a lot of good reviews on them lasting, so I'm hoping these will be the same for me. And we're using 6 in total, but I'll be using 5 because I've got the brow piercing here that kind of does the same thing, so it will be like slightly different. Yeah, there we go, last one. There we go. Same on the other side now. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Tell me how much you're loving this so far. Oh, I'm missing my eyebrow bar, but I'm not going to put a gem in its place because I will be... Actually, yeah, I will put a gem in its place. That way it won't look odd. And then when I get when I find my eyebrow bar, I'll just replace the gem for my bar. These are really nice and sticky actually. I was afraid I might have needed glue as well, but they are sticking quite nicely. There we go. Okay, so trying to think now. I don't want to move on before I'm ready, so I'm just gonna yeah, they're definitely on. Okay, this place is a mess now. Well, not the whole place, but my makeup room is a mess. So I am using, seriously, I don't know where to put anything anymore. Okay. I am using wrong one. I knew it was there for a reason. So this is a 4-in-1. Make sure you still record it. Yeah, this is a 4-in-1 MCO Beauty. It's got black eyeliner, it's got a white highlighter, it's got a lippy, and then we've got like this grey sort of the grey and pink options of lippy, which is nice. So I'm going to use the black on my waterline. Like that, and then we're gonna go like this. Okay, different eyeliner for the upper lash is needed. I've made a mess. Oh, fix it, fix it, fix it. Yeah, okay, that's okay. Okay, so switching again. I'm just going to do the waterline and this inner corner. There we go. So that is looking amazing. So I'm just going to grab the tweezers again and put some lashes on. These are Tatty Lash. I thought I'd put a new set on rather than having little bits of glue mess up my new look eyeshadow. So these ones are called Chick Flick. Kind of my style. I like to be a bit dramatic with my lashes, because otherwise what's the point? So I'm just removing them from the tray. And then I'm using Superdrug's eye glue, because it is the best. Like, I've tried them all. I've tried all of Tatty Lash. I've tried some expensive ones. And none of them have compared to 18 Hour Wear Allure. This, literally, I've had it on for 3 days and it was still stuck enough to have lasted longer. It is just that good. So I'm just gonna put a nice long strip. Just a nice coat, and you only need to let it cure for about 45 seconds. Pick up the next one. And then just like drawing a nice line of glue. There we go. Yeah, I've tried using the Double Trouble and it Tatty Lash glue, and it is a good glue and it works really quickly. The only thing I found was I used it and it was a bit windy the one day, and my lash kind of just blew off. And it was an expensive lash, so I've kind of learnt my lesson just to go with what works well. Okay, hang on, got a bit of glue stuck on the tweezers. There we go. There we go, on to the next one. I always find one eye just does not want to go on as well as the other. There we go. There we are. And then we're going to spray a load of set on right after we use our glow drops. So these 2 little drops And we are going there we go, and then set, sponge again, there we go. I always like to set before I do my bottom lashes because I'm just shaky handed, but just add a little bit black mascara to the bottom. And need to really stick these lashes down a little bit longer. Yeah, there we go. And then we're going on to lippy. So this is unique. This is a lip stain. This gorgeous purple goes really well with it. The eyeshadow. This is buildable as well, so you can go like really dark with it. But I'm not going to do too dark. The kind of trick of the trade is if you're using a bold eyeshadow, don't use a bold lippy too much either as well, like, you know. Or if you're doing a bold lip, don't do a bold eyeshadow. But that just locks it in perfectly. So there we go. Not the exact shade. Let me make sure it's still recording. Not the exact shade that the girl have got, but I believe we did all right there. So there we go. Thanks for watching, guys.